Hey guys, welcome to today's Monday Masterclass. We are looking at breaking plateaus today, and one of the things that really can catch everybody out at some stage throughout the course of their life, throughout the course of a program, is when things don't go to plan all the time. And this is talking about how we can work our way around that. Now, the first thing I will say is that we almost have to appreciate the fact that it's not always going to go the way we want it to go, whether that's through lack of sleep, it could be a lack of hydration, it could be the fact it's a time of the month with hormones for women and things like that. There's always going to be something that is going to be a bit of a challenge in this respect. You're not always going to have perfect progress all the time, and that's preparing you for that. But also I'm going to give you some proactive tips here and how you can overcome that. Okay, so we're going to transform stagnant results into more breakthrough progress with a few strategies that have been proven to work. So first up is the plateau problem. Okay, now progress isn't a straight line. It never is. It's a series of peaks, valleys, and very frustrating flat periods at time. Now, most people experience significant improvements in the first few weeks or months when they start a fitness journey. Some people just go through periods of time where they're flying, whether you've been working on your fitness for years or whether you've been doing it for weeks or months. But there will be times as well, and you will hit an inevitable wall. And this is where results just seem to vanish completely. But this plateau phase is 100% normal, okay? And it affects everyone. I put here nearly everyone, but it affects everybody. So it can affect people from beginners to Olympic athletes, all right? And it's not a sign that you're failing. It's not a sign that your body's given up or what you're doing isn't working. It's just your body's natural adaptation. And your body just adjusts to things. Your body's an amazing thing, and it adapts and adjusts to stress and stimuli because it wants to make things easier in life, and it just becomes very efficient. It's such a cool thing, but it just gets people frustrated because they think they're not getting anywhere with it. Now we need to place more demands on the body or on nutrition or something just to kind of kickstart things again. So that's what we're going to look at here, but I want you to understand that a plateau is just part of the process. It's not the end of the process. It's part of it, and it's the first step towards breaking through them successfully, and it shows you coming quite far because you are getting to a point where your body's adapting, adjusting, and we just need to kind of kickstart it again a little bit, okay? So there's a few common mistakes that can cause kind of plateau stalls. Now, under eating is the first one, all right? And you might look at that and think, how is that the case, okay? But drastically cutting your calories, if you think, oh, I need to drop it a bit more to drop a bit more body fat, it's going to slow down your metabolism. Now, we're in the game of firing your metabolism up. We want to make your metabolism supersonic, all right? So we're going to make your body a calorie burning furnace. That's what we're looking to achieve. Cutting your calories too low is going to slow down your body's metabolism. Yes, you might lose a bit of body fat first and a lot of water, but when it gets to a point, your body's like, right, I'm going to hold on to all of this because I'm not getting much energy in from calories, so I'm going to keep hold of all the calories I can on my body, and the majority of those calories can come from body fat, okay? Because that's where it's going to use that as a primary fuel source your body does. So the survival mechanism can completely halt weight loss when you slow your metabolism down. So we need to make sure we're eating enough food and eating enough protein as a caveat to that, okay? Overtraining is the next one. So training harder without recovering enough can really lead to chronic fatigue, increased injury risk, and just paradoxically worse results. You're also going to be stressed from a mental standpoint, but also a physical standpoint. Your body needs rest to build muscle and burn body fat effectively. Poor sleep and stress as well is a massive impact on it, okay? So insufficient sleep and chronic stress elevates your cortisol. Cortisol is not good. It promotes fat storage around your midsection, and it disrupts your recovery massively. And also appetite regulation hormones as well. So we want to make sure we are controlling our sleep and our stress as much as we can. And then stagnant training. So if you just do the same workouts all the time with identical weights and reps, and exercises fail to provide the kind of stimulus you need for your body to grow and progress. Now that doesn't mean you have to have a new workout every single week. What I mean by this is that I want you to change the metrics in that workout, change the way you can progress in that workout. So essentially, I'm going to go on a slight caveat here, slight different angle, but people feel they need a different workout every single week. You don't. You need to stick to a program which has got the basics in. So we're looking at squats, deadlifts, lunges, things like the plank, things like overhead presses, pull-in movements, that kind of stuff. But we need to change the stimulus every now and again. So whether that is the weight, you increase the weight, whether you reduce the amount of time you're resting, whether you superset things, so whether you do one exercise followed by the other without resting. You know, there's different ways we can create that stimulus without having to reinvent the wheel every single week. Okay, so you'll notice on your program that when I set you a workout plan, you'll have generally 4 to 6, maybe even 8 weeks of the same workouts. But what we're looking to do there is change the stimulus within those workouts. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So nutrition fixes that can reignite the progress. And generally, this is going to work wonders, okay? Optimize your protein intake first and foremost. Protein preserves muscle mass during weight loss. It increases your satiety. Everything surrounding protein, when you're trying to lose body fat and look great, it's the one thing you bloody need. Honestly, it's fantastic for it. It has the highest thermic effect of all the macronutrients, meaning you burn calories while you're digesting it as well. So it's a bit of a winner, isn't it, to be quite honest? Now, the thing we want here is we don't just want to lose weight. We want to drop body fat, but we want to look great, don't we? That's the gist of it. We all want to look great. And having enough protein in your diet preserves muscle tissue, which gets you that athletic look that we all want. We don't just want to be skinny and frail. We want to be strong, fit, and efficient at what we do, okay? Adjust your calories strategically as well. So rather than extreme cutting, if you feel you're not getting anywhere at the moment, just make a couple of small adjustments, maybe 100 or 200 calorie adjustments in week on week, little things like that. Just consider a diet break. So it might be a fact that you need a bit more food for a little bit of time, just to reset your hormones a touch. And it will reset your leptin, which is a hormone which regulates hunger and your metabolism as well. Okay, I've spoken about these hormones before. You've got leptin and ghrelin. Leptin's the one that makes you feel full, so that's a good one. Ghrelin's the one that makes you feel hungry, the gremlin, so we don't want that one, okay? Track hidden calories. Now, you might not think you're over-consuming your calories, but you could well be from hidden calories, okay? So small snacks, how much cooking oil you're using, different sauces, drinks, beverages, they can easily add 300 to 500 calories a day. If you're getting a Starbucks coffee, there's a good chance there's a fair few calories in those, so just be aware of it, okay? You can use a food scale to really get accurate with it, but if you don't want to do that, you can just track it by logging your food, writing it down, taking photos, and seeing what you're consuming and having more of an idea of if you are kind of having hidden calories as well. And then emphasize the quality of the food that you are eating. So I want you to focus on whole, minimally processed foods that provide better satiety, so it keeps you fuller, fancy way of saying keeping you fuller per calorie. So we're looking at vegetables, salads, that kind of thing. They're great because you can have a load of them for minimal calories, so you're not going to overconsume your calories, but you're getting good quality food, you're getting full from it, and it's really going to help promote that leptin hormone, which is going to make you feel full, and reduce ghrelin, which makes you hungry, okay? Now, control portions, naturally by eating slower, so making sure we're chewing our food, enjoying our food, not just wolfing it down like I do sometimes. I'll admit that. And recognizing true hunger versus habit. So in the evening, if you're watching TV, are you snacking out of habit or are you actually hungry? And I bet you it's generally out of habit, okay? Especially if you've had dinner around 6, 7 p.m. You do not need to be eating generally after that. It's kind of like habit. And again, I fall guilty of that as well, okay? Now, training fixes for breaking through plateaus as well. So progressive overload, like I spoke about before, we're going to look at gradually increasing the reps, the weight, the sets each week. Could be even adding a kilo or 1.25 kg to one extra rep, or reducing the rest time. These little things, it could just make a massive difference. Just changing things up, creating a bit more of a stimulus on the body. Vary rep ranges, so cycle between strength training, so try and go as heavy as you possibly can for 3 to 5 reps. Hypertrophy is going to be 8 to 12 reps, which generally most of us are in, myself included. And if you're going 15 plus reps, it's generally more endurance based as well. So we can do that, you can vary that. And again, you can message me if you've got any questions about this, okay? And I can adapt things in your program, change tempo with slow negatives or explosive positives. Again, you can just change the different elements of the exercise. So what I mean by a slower tempo is you slow down when you do the reps, or you go faster with the explosive side of the reps, okay? So again, we can change it in different ways. You don't have to have different exercises all the time. Introduce new movements. So this is where we do add a few new movements in. So variations of familiar exercises can be put into it. So instead of doing a goblet squat, it could be a sumo squat, for example. Just a slightly different movement pattern. This is going to challenge your body in fresher ways. And then we can embrace recovery as well. So every now and again, you can plan a deload week. Now, I've put here 4 to 6 weeks. I would generally say 8 to 10 weeks, you have a week where it's a bit slower. You just focus more on maybe walking more, making sure you're focusing on your food a bit more. You can still train, but don't quite train as hard as you normally would. So that's another good way to kind of just give yourself a bit of a recharge so you can go again, okay? Then a few lifestyle fixes here now, just to kind of continue your progress. It's to prioritize sleep quality. I speak about this a lot, don't I? 7 to 9 hours nightly with some consistent sleep, and without kind of like too much screen time that's going to affect your sleep. Just try and optimize your sleep as much as you can. Manage your stress levels actively. So chronic stress is going to elevate cortisol, which promotes you storing belly fat. Okay, it promotes the hormone ghrelin, which makes it very difficult to lose body fat. It will break down muscle as well. So yeah, just make sure we're trying to reduce our stress. It could be incorporating stress reduction techniques like meditation or deep breathing, even some yoga. 5 to 10 minutes a day would be grand if you could, even reading a book or going for a walk. Okay, maintain your daily movement, so that could go hand in hand with this one. 8,000 to 10,000, 8,000 to 12,000 steps, anything that you are pushing yourself with. Okay, try and get as many steps in as you can. And it's a bit of a game changer, to be honest, just for your mental state, from physical state, from overall cardiovascular health. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing it, okay? It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it accounts for hundreds and hundreds of calories, and it prevents metabolic adaptation during weight loss phases. So it will keep your metabolism nice and high. And remember, recovery drives results. So your body doesn't improve during the workout, it improves during recovery. So you don't have to work out every single day. Adaptations happen when you rest. So sleep, manage stress, rest properly. Recovery isn't being lazy. It's actually a productive part of your program. Okay, it's a crucial part of the program. So just to bear in mind, a plateau isn't the end, yeah? Small, smart tweaks in nutrition, training, and lifestyle can reignite the process when results have tended to stop and stall a little bit. So the key to this is patience, recognizing it, then getting consistent with those new actions. Trust the process as well, and it's just going to make everything start working again, okay? Every successful transformation program includes plateaus. You are not going to go through a program or a journey without having a plateau. Now, they're not roadblocks, but you have to be proactive in working around them. All right, you have to do that. So there are opportunities to refine your approach, there are opportunities to build better habits, to progress, improve, and emerge stronger than you were before. So just breaking through these plateaus is something that we need to look at, but don't feel like because you've stalled your progress slightly, it's the end of the world. It's not. It's just an opportunity for us to go, yeah, let's go again. Let's kick on again. Okay. So guys, that is Monday's masterclass, as I like to call them. Hopefully it's just opened your eyes a little bit to why sometimes things tend to stall. So if you're going through this kind of motion right now, just let me know and we can have a little chat about adjusting your program, adjusting your nutrition, maybe having a bit of a reset week or something like that, and we can work from there. Okay, but hopefully guys, it's all made sense. Drop me a message if you've got any questions, which I'm sure there will be a few, and I'll happily get back to you ASAP. So have a good one, and I'll speak to you a little bit later.